They can use like cargo ship for like Rapid Dragon. So yeah, they can do anything. I think the Rapid Dragon is the most in your face, don't fuck with America technology. Because cargo plane is not a bomber or a fighter or anything. But yeah, we can use cargo plane to bomb the shit out of everything. That should be the writing on the wall. Let's not fuck with America. Ladies and gents, yeah, this is another EA tele video. There's also a channel called Fun, which I forgot, which doesn't post as frequently as EA tele, but it's really high quality video. I'll see if I can make a video about that. But yeah, this is about B-2 Spirit bombers striking Iran's ballistic missile storage. This happened literally a day ago. B-2 pops up from like mainland America, right? Of Missouri or something, right? That's where they take off from, right? Somewhere in America, like mainland America. B-2 flies off from there, comes to, oh, what's happening now? Look, more buildings are on fire. Bomb the shit out and goes away. They come back every few days. Is this one of the biggest, like usage of B-2 bombers ever? Because what is it, like third time B-2 bombers came to bomb things? We're going to hear about a lot of first happening in this war. Because this shit is big, man. We are literally living through history right now. Anything beyond 2020 is an insane historical time. 2080, 2100s, people are going to talk about this time. Because started off with pandemic, all the global wars popped out. Even America's like, yeah, it's my time now. I'm going to do war. I'm going to do a lot of first in modern time. So it's going to be interesting. Let's watch one.
Second phase of Operation Epic Fury. It starts with a B-2 stealth bomber dropping a massive bunker buster bomb on a target nestled in the Alborz Mountains surrounding Tehran. The target was chosen for a specific reason. Buried deep beneath the mountains, Iran has constructed a labyrinth of multi-layered underground tunnels. They built this vast network to hide their crown jewel, a massive arsenal of ballistic missiles. Their strategy is simple but deadly. Emerge from these hidden bunkers to ambush American jets when they least expect it. So how do you counter a threat buried that deep? You use a highly surgical weapon designed to pierce straight...
Why showed a S-300 when you said ballistic missile? S-300 is not ballistic, it's the SAM, right? Ballistic missiles are different.
...through thick layers of reinforced concrete. With just a dozen of these bunker busters, the military can wipe out an entire underground missile city in a single devastating strike. What is Phase 2 of Operation Epic Fury? 7 days of sustained combat. The skies over Iran are finally quiet, but don't let the silence fool you. Although the US has achieved near-total air superiority, but the war is just entering its most dangerous stage. Phase 1 was about clearing the skies, while Phase 2 it's about targeting Iran's strategic ballistic missiles underground. These are high-tech labyrinths bored deep into solid mountain rock, shielded by hundreds of feet of earth and reinforced concrete. If you drop a standard bomb here, it won't even leave a scratch. But here is the problem, Iran is still not out of the fight. If the US owns the sky, why not just send in standard fighters? Because while Iran's main network is shattered, isolated...
Yeah, bunker busters are an insane technology. America realized that in Middle East we're going to need it decades ago. And they are right, because of Iran, Iraq, right? Iraq and Iran basically had the same strategy, like, yeah, let's go deep underground, reinforced structures. Bunker buster were created because of Iraq, right? Gulf War. So, yeah, the Iran thing is basically like, did Iran didn't realize like past 2-3 decades, like, yeah, USA has bunker busters. How are we going to be safe inside bunker? Should we dig even more deeper? Can they do that? I don't know. It's just weird. But a lot of countries are also starting to, build bunker busters. I'm pretty sure India is also doing it, like repurposing their Agni 5 ICBMs into some form of like bunker busters because they're making Agni 6 now. So, yeah, countries are thinking about making bunker busters.
Surface-to-air batteries like the S-300 are still hiding in the shadows. For an F-15 E-Strike Eagle, the legendary bomb truck of the Air Force, one lucky radar lock from a rogue missile is a death sentence. And in a high-stakes conflict, losing a crew and a multi-million-dollar jet to a surviving battery is a risk the Pentagon simply won't take. When the risk is too high for conventional fighters, you bring in the big boys. The B-2 Spirit stealth bomber. This $2 billion flying wing was designed for one...
I love how big this shit is. Seriously, I've been watching these things for, like 5 years, half a decade now. That's how old my channel is. Even I get surprised. I'll show you the, scale. I'm pretty sure you've seen it, but still. All right, look at this shit. Look at the people. These are These are proper, like, near 6 foot tall, 5'10", 6 foot, because that's the average height of Caucasians, I guess. So these are near 6 foot tall people, and look at the size, and even then, wings are not fitting inside the fucking frame. B-2 bombers are massive. It's a sight. I remember like watching Top Gear, and one of those times they went to like New Vegas with like Toyota's LFA, and like I still remember the cars. Like this was a decade plus ago, and they basically went there and like, oh, look at that, a B-2 bomber. You see that shit just flying in Nevada. That's insane, man. And imagine this thing is coming after you. 4 B-2 bombers are on the way to blow the shit out of deep underground. You can't even hide inside the hole now. This is a psychological effect.
Specific purpose, to go where nothing else can. It doesn't fight air defenses, it ignores them. Cruising undetected in the stratosphere, the B-2 is the only platform on Earth capable of penetrating this contested airspace to deliver the final blow, raining down dozens of 2,000-pound BLU-109 bunker busters to crack the mountain wide open. But where are the nuclear sites located? The forces targeted highly fortified, subterranean weapons complexes, often referred to as missile cities.
Wait a minute, these are the different bunker busters from the big ones, right? That they dropped in Midnight Hammer? That's like a ground penetrator or something. What was that? I forgot that. Yeah, but these are different one.
Carved deep into the bedrock of the Alborz Mountains surrounding Tehran.
Moab.
Where did this long-range mission originate?
Penetrator.
The operation began thousands of miles away at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. 4 B-2 Spirit stealth bombers took off for a direct round-trip mission, relying on a fleet of aerial refueling tankers over the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea to complete the 6,000-plus nautical mile journey. But how did the military prepare the airspace for the incoming bombers? Before the B-2s arrived, U.S. and Allied forces executed a suppression of enemy air defenses strategy. EA-18G Growlers jammed enemy radar systems with heavy electronic warfare.
Come on, they're not detecting B-2s. What are you talking about? Even if they do, they're not going to be able to target it.
While fighter jets destroyed operational surface-to-air missile launchers to blind the defense grid and clear a safer path, successfully infiltrating the degraded airspace completely undetected. What was the tactical strategy for destroying facilities buried so deeply underground? Once over the target coordinates, the bombers opened their internal bays to saturate the area rather than dropping a single massive explosive. They deployed multiple precision-guided bunker busters, calculating exact angles of impact to collapse reinforced concrete entrances, shatter ventilation shafts, and exploit structural...
Wait a minute, why didn't they use B-1 Lancer? Why did they use B-2s? Because B-1 has a bigger payload. And I'm pretty sure you have air superiority, so you don't really need to worry. Like, even then, like, why risk it type of thing, right? And B-2s, I think, don't have the range. Wait a minute, do B-2s have longer range than B-1s? I'm confused because B-1 have biggest payload, right, than any bomber of American fleet. But do B-1 have the largest fuel? Because B-2 have the largest range, doesn't it? I don't know, I'm confused. But yeah, B-1 is like supersonic, basically. A fighter jet, this is a bomber, all right? So they're still using it. Like as we speak, B-1 are being used. Like if you dropped into like a UK bases now, after UK reluctantly like, yeah, fine, you can use it type of way. And Trump's like, we're going to remember this shit. Like Trump just basically scolding the Prime Minister of UK. All right.
Weak points, effectively burying the ballistic missiles inside the mountain. How many bunker buster bombs were dropped during this operation? The B-2s dropped dozens of BLU-109 at 2,000-pound precision-guided penetrator bombs. This strike was a key component of a larger 72-hour campaign that successfully hit approximately 200 hardened infrastructure targets deep inside the region.
With B-2s?
But what's the difference between the BLU-109 and the GBU-57 bomb? While the massive 30,000 pounds GBU-57 NOP is used to crush the deepest parts of a mountain, the GBU-28 and GBU-31 are the surgical tools.
Yeah, I mean the massive ordnance penetrator is the massive, biggest probably missile that America or anyone has. Only 2 can fit a B-2 bomber. Not even that, but they're like, like winging it. Like, yeah, it's going to be fine. This is how insane military people are. You know, when your car says like this car can only go at this speed and only this horsepower, you don't say fuck that, I know better than the car makers. When your phone says like this is the power of this phone, you don't say like what you know, I can make this use better. So when Northrop says like, oh, this is the payload of this, military people say like fuck that, like I'll use it better, like what you know. They basically like willy-nilly shifted, like okay, we can like lower it, put 2 bombs in it, it's gonna be fine, and it was fine. So being a military guy isn't just something like, oh, slowly you just, no, you need to be properly educated on tech and everything. At a level you probably know more than the guy who made it, because you're the one who's using it for decades now. So that's what they did in Midnight Hammer. Like, yeah, we just 2 bombs in a one B-2. Why? It's fine. But it's a Mahusiv. Only 2 can fit it, right? Bombers supposed to have like hundreds of bombs. So that's how big those MOP is. Like massive ordinals. But that's the name. If America says something is massive, it's massive. So they basically like B-2s hit hundreds of locations this time with smaller bunker busters.
Let's break down exactly how this works. Once this bomb drops from the belly of the B-2 Spirit, it falls just like a traditional unguided weapon. The real magic is in the fusing. Ground crews can fit it with a nose fuse, a tail fuse, or both. If it hits the dirt with the nose fuse active, it detonates on impact, triggering the explosive conduit instantly for a massive surface blast. But if the pilot needs to crack a hardened target, they rely on the FMU-139 tail fuse for a delayed reaction. Driven by gravity, the heavy casing of the bomb easily penetrates the concrete surface of a building. Once inside, the smart fuse counts down the programmed milliseconds before triggering the 500-pound payload, destroying the target from the inside out. Considering its small $4,000 price tag, the sheer destructive return...
That shit is insane. 4,000 is nothing. I know a lot of YouTubers who spend more than that in just some basic tech. I'm pretty sure Mr. Beast gives away, so like 3-4 iPhones easily. Like, oh, here you go. So 4,000 is nothing.
On investment is staggering. Before the war even started, the U.S. cyber warfare team bombarded the Iranian with tons of spam emails, jump calls, and all kinds of online breaches to get classified data.
Do you need loan?
This data doesn't just result in spam and scam.
Hello, sir. Do you want a loan? Special price, sir.
It can also affect your insurance rates and ultimately will lead into a loan denial.
Yeah, but go to original video page and support this channel.
And off on an annual plan. So, what exactly is the difference between the BLU-109 and the massive GBU-57 launching process? Step 1. The bomb deployment platform. As previously mentioned, a B-2 stealth bomber flies at a very high altitude. When the aircraft reaches the designated location and the conditions are optimal, it can release this specialized MOAB weapon system. The bomb is designed for precision, and the deployment height plays a crucial role in its trajectory and effectiveness. Then step 2 comes the targeting precision. The bomb is outfitted with advanced guidance technology, including GPS and inertial navigation systems, which are military-grade satellites. Then comes step 3, that is adjusting the trajectory. The guidance information and data is then transmitted to the bomb's 4-lattice motors fins located at the rear. These fins can move and adjust in real time, allowing the bomb to correct its course as it descends under the force of gravity. These adjustments are essential because the weapon does not have thrusters to change its trajectory. Instead, it relies on the movement of these fins and a high-altitude drop to control its flight path. This is why the bomb must be deployed from a very high altitude so it has enough time and distance to adjust its trajectory accurately. Here comes the most difficult part, that is step 4, impact and penetration. The bomb, known as the Massive Ordnance Penetrator, weighs approximately 30,000 pounds, which is around 14,000 kilograms. When it reaches...
Well, hold up, just the way the physics works, if you maneuver too much, you're giving away energy. Wouldn't that slow down the bomb? Isn't that causing an issue with the penetration? Or like they know that, so they're gonna launch it just at the right place with very minimal maneuvering, I guess. That must be the case.
Reaches its target, it strikes with immense force, designed to penetrate deep into hardened structures, such as bunkers. The energy upon impact allows the bomb to bury itself over 200 feet into reinforced concrete, ensuring it delivers its payload precisely where it is intended for maximum effect. How did the B-2s reach the missile caves without being detected? As stated, almost every aircraft has a rudder and elevators to turn and stabilize the plane, but the B-2 Spirit has none of these. This is because any vertical structure would reflect radar waves, which is why they had to design it without vertical stabilizer or rudder at the rear. Instead, they used this technique of split drag rudders to provide directional stability and control in a flying
They even hide their heat signature from like exhaust because Northrop said, fuck you, we're Northrop, we're crazy.
Aircraft. But the most important is the composite stealth structure. Here, we find that all the edges are made of fiberglass epoxy to reflect radar, while the largest part of the wing is primarily made of graphite epoxy. Interestingly, the crew station assembly is made up of aluminum. At the base, since these areas have to withstand a lot of heat from the engine, they are made of titanium, a super strong, expensive material. Finally, we have fiberglass polyamide, a stealthy material able to withstand heat. This is what it looks like with all the labeling and segments assigned to it to give you a better picture. Let's take a look at the $1 billion radar paint technology, which is still classified, but here's what we know from aviation experts. It involves the use of radar-absorbing material, also called RAM. RAM is a polymer-based material applied to the surface of stealth military aircraft, like the F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II. Moving to the belly of the beast and opening the bomb bay door is this weapon adapter suspension, which makes this bomber formidable. While the B-2 Spirit might look small, it can fit around 80 numbers of Mark 82 bombs weighing 500 pounds. Yes, all these 80 weapons can fit inside this weapon adapter, totaling around 40,000 pounds, which is approximately 18,000 kilograms of free-fall gravity weapon system. Depending on the mission, the B-2 Spirit can switch to this rotary weapon system, enabling it to carry around 16 numbers of AGM-158 missiles, which can cost around $1.5 million each. When ready, the B-2 Spirit can drop this weapon payload discreetly. The AGM missiles unfold their wings to fly towards the target, traveling up to 230 miles, which is around 370 kilometers. We make original videos from scratch and animated by humans.
Yeah, I like how he dropped those information in the end. Like, yeah, B2's not done. He can do all this shit. Look for that one, right? It's not over. When the bombing stops, doesn't mean B2's job is stopped. They can use B2 for anything. They can use like cargo ship for like Rapid Dragon. So yeah, they can do anything. I think the Rapid Dragon is the most in your face, don't fuck with America technology. Because cargo plane is not a bomber or a fighter or anything. But yeah, we can use cargo plane to bomb the shit out of everything. That should be the writing on the wall. Let's not fuck with America. Alright, well, there you go. B-2 Spirit strikes Iran's underground ballistic missiles. By channel AI Tally. If you like my next video, subscribe and I'll see you next time.